Hi, let's talk. So, if you're someone who struggles with studying, there are four main reasons why you might be struggling. And we're going to dissect them and their solutions in this video. But before that, I want you to understand something about studying. Studying is something that is naturally always going to feel monotonous and draining because your brain is naturally used to getting instant gratification or immediate rewards, right? Compared to the delayed intellectual reward that comes with studying. For example, if you're scrolling through TikTok, you are getting what we call instant dopamine, right? Meaning that satisfaction, you get it in the moment, right? If you're watching a video, you get it in the moment. If you're googling something, if you're looking for a trending video, you get it immediately and you get the satisfactory feeling immediately of getting that reward. But when it comes to studying, you're basically asking your brain to first work intensely for an uncertain reward that you're not sure if you might get, and you're at a point whereby you are at a point whereby your brain is already automatic to say, I might not even pass this test. This thing is too difficult, right? So there's a lot of uncertainty that comes with it, right? So already you are demotivated to even continue with it. So every single day, your brain will compare these two activities, scrolling and studying, and it will always conclude that scrolling is it's something that better deserves your mental energy. So basically, social media hijacks your brain by providing this artificial intellectual stimulation, right, without requiring any actual effort, right? The same thing applies with your junk food, right? When a packet of chips and burgers and a salad is in front of you, your brain is automatically gonna go for the not for the salad. It's automatically gonna go for the fries, right? And it's the same psychological habit that can be changed, right? That is why some people will always say, I'll choose the salad, because you have just felt that the fries are always going to be immediately satisfying, whereby the salad is just mid, but it's more healthy. Healthy is something that is more delayed. It's a delayed reward, right? Same thing with the studying. You only get to see the results of your studying at the end, but with TikTok you get to see the results of what you're looking for instantly. Let's get into it. So these four study problems that we face, I call them FOGS, right? F-O-G-S. Number one, F for fake productivity. And you know what I'm talking about, fake productivity. So this is when you have your desk set up, you have your books there, you have your pen ready, and you basically spend so much time acting as if you're being productive by planning your studying, writing a to-do list and doing all of these different timetables, and you find that you're spending over hours and hours doing all of this planning and organizing, but without actually getting to the studying part. That's the first issue, right? And obviously it's very much tied to procrastination, but it's an issue on its own. Number two, it's O for overwhelm paralysis. So overwhelm paralysis is just when you are overwhelmed and you get paralyzed, right? This is when you essentially have too many tasks to do. You have 2 assignments that are due tomorrow, you have a test that you're writing early in the morning, and you also have to submit a group project, and you essentially have all of these different tasks that you have to go. My bad. No, not my bad. Excuse me. And essentially you have all of these tasks that you have to do with so little time, and what you do, I just made up this word, you stress scroll, right? So to cure your stress, you just go to TikTok and start scrolling, because it's an immediate instant gratification feeling, right? Whereby you just laugh at whatever is going on and you forget about all of your problems. That's the second issue, running away from your problems to scrolling. Paralysis. Number 3, the G is for ghost focus. Ghost focus is when you are into the studying, but you are not here. It's when you are actually locked in, your books are there, everything, and you are studying, but the studying is not entering. So this is when, for example, you are highlighting, you're just highlighting a bunch of things, you're just rewriting the notes exactly as they are in the textbook, or you're just rereading something from the notes and saying, okay, now I got it, and then you move on. You're passively studying, and this doesn't work. If I come to you after you doing that studying and say, explain to me what you've been doing in the past 30 minutes, and then you freeze, you see, so that is a good indication that you haven't been doing anything. That's ghost focus. Number 4 is what I call the start stop syndrome. You start and you stop. You start studying, you sit down with good intentions and say, right now I'm going to study, but then after 3 minutes you say, you know what, I need water. And then when you come back from the water, hi man, why did I leave my pen in the kitchen? You get the pen, when you come back you're like, ooh, let me tell my friend this joke I thought about, so you keep on starting and stopping and starting and stopping, because there are all of these different small mini distractions around you that keep your mind busy and not focused on the studying. And the beautiful thing is, or okay, maybe not beautiful, but the funny thing is, from these 4 things, the 4 fogs, none of these is you being lazy or you being dumb or you being slow or you being someone who just doesn't want to study. But this is essentially your brain's way of protecting you from many different aspects that you don't want to go through. Number 1 is boredom, number 2 is frustration, number 3 is failure, and you name them, right? Your brain is essentially avoiding getting to the space and time whereby you just feel so frustrated about the work, so it creates these small cover up fogs that will hinder you in getting to that point in time whereby you're like, I'm going to crash out. That's why if you're someone who doesn't give up when it comes to studying, you have a lot of crash outs. You crash out a lot in your studying, you cry while you're studying. That's because you were able to overcome most of these fogs, or if not all of them. And that's beautiful. So what I want you to do right now, what we're going to do right now, from that 4 that I listed, I want you to figure out which category you fall into. It might be all of them. That's okay. Are you the F, the fake productivity? Are you the O, the overwhelmed one by a lot of content? A lot of content. Are you the G? What's the G? I forgot what the G is. The ghost. Are you the ghost? Are you ghost focusing, or are you the S? Are you having the start stop syndrome? And it's okay to if you sometimes experience all of them, right? That's perfectly fine. But the first step is to know where you stand, because once you are able to overcome these 4 fogs, you are able to better thrive academically and increase your level of focus and study more effectively. So I basically have 3 solutions that will assist you in solving all of the 4 fogs, right? Or rather, getting to that point whereby you're getting better at recognizing them and being aware and being able to understand that you're not really struggling. It's just a hindrance of your brain. And once you overcome that hindrance, is that a word? Hinderization, yes, hindrance. I think that's a word. But yes, let's get to the solutions. Number 1, before every single study session, it's important for you to make sure that your mind is clear. And how do you do that? Take 10 minutes before you sit down to study. Number 1, meditation. Breathe in and out. Hema. It's simple. I don't need to create a tutorial about that. Spend a minute. You can choose to close your eyes. I always do that. Breathe in and out for about a minute. And while you are breathing in and out, obviously, if your eyes are closed and it's silent, you're gonna have multiple different thoughts coming to you, right? And I'm getting to that point. You're gonna have all of these different thoughts. Note them, but keep breathing until you get to a minute. Once you're done with that minute, you grab a book. Okay, this is not a book, but you grab a book, preferably an A5 book. This is going to be your journal. if you haven't started journaling, you're gonna start journaling. And I have approached a lot of people and recommended journaling to them, and they're like, but I sometimes I don't even know what to write. It's so boring, right? And I'm like, that's the point of journaling. Write in the journal that you don't know what to write. That is a feeling, right? Because the whole point of journaling is for you to be more aware of what you're feeling, is for you to be able to understand your emotions, to be able to understand your feelings, right? And the more you do this, the more you'll be able to solve some of these things that are going on in your mind. So it's important that before every single study session, I don't know why I did this, but before every single study session, clear your mind of everything by writing down every single thing that is lingering on your mind, whether it's you texting a friend, whether it's something that you have to do as soon as you're done studying, whether it's something that happened today. Write down everything in a journal. You're not taking this anywhere, you're not submitting it anywhere. It's for your eyes, it's for your memory, it's for your health, it's for your wellness, it's for your benefit. Do this for a week and come back here with a comment. That's number one. Meditation and journaling before every single study session you're about to take. By before, I mean before you sit down to lock in. Do not just sit down and say, okay, right now I'm locking in. Your brain is still attached to certain things that you were doing right before. Maybe you were scrolling on Instagram reels, and then you're like, okay, let me put my phone down and start studying. Your brain is still attached, your brain is still scrolling. So we need to first clear your mind of the scrolling, and then once we are done with that, we come back and we start studying with a clear and fresh mind. Wanswar? Sure. Number 2, I call it the switch method. We're gonna be doing a lot of switching. When in trouble, do some switching. I don't know why that is not rhyming, but I'm gonna come back with a better rhyming phrase, and you guys are gonna quote me for the rest of your lives. But I call it the switching method. We have 4 forms of switching. When in trouble, switch. Number 1, if you're struggling with your studying, switch your method of learning. If you are reading your textbook, go to YouTube, listen to someone explaining. Come here on YouTube. There are so many different creators that basically explain the exact same thing. If you are already on YouTube watching, maybe it's your favorite YouTuber, your favorite educational content creator, watch someone else, betray them for once, scroll down all the way down in that search bar and click on someone else and hear what they have to say. Change of scenery is very important. Switch if you are feeling unmotivated and unfocused and everything. If it's negative and you just don't feel like studying, switch your method. Number 2, switch the subject. And by switching the subject, I'm not saying you're giving up on what you're currently doing, but what you're doing is that you want to be in a space whereby you're giving your brain a chance to breathe from what is currently going on. So if you're doing biology right now, for example, take a break from that. Do some maths for 25 minutes. Do something that you are more comfortable with for about 25 minutes. That gives your brain a change of scenery. And then after that 25 minutes, you have some regained confidence. You have regained some confidence. You have renewed energy. Go back to the thing that was draining your energy. Am I still making sense? I hope so. That's the second switch. The third one, switch the environment. Switch the environment. Very important. Guys, one question. Have you ever tried studying on the floor? Like, have you ever taken all your books and put them on the floor and started studying? I'm not saying it's the best, but just try it. And this is something that you will laugh at, the moment you sit down to study and say, what exactly am I doing? But it's something that actually refreshes your brain and gives you a change of scenery, and every single thing about your thought process will change. I'm not gonna say much, but if you're someone who has access to different environments, right? Maybe you have a study room, maybe you have access to a nearby library, maybe you have access to a friend's place that you usually study with. If you have access to a different form a different environment, use that environment. But if you don't, you have two environments that you're gonna use: your floor and your desk, not your bed. So switch between these environments. It's also a factor that helps with renewing your motivation when it comes to studying. Last but not least, switch your study method. By your study method, I can mean so many different things. If you're someone who studies alone, have you ever tried studying with people? Have you ever tried explaining your content that you have studied to someone else, the Feynman technique? All of these different things, there are so many different methods of studying, and this is me saying to you, experiment with different methods, and don't say that the method that you've been using since grade 6 and you've been getting your 50s since grade 6, and then you say it's your best way of studying or it's your most effective. Something must be wrong if you're still in the 50s. So adjust that, change something, work on one of these switches, and something will change. Number 3. I actually don't have a number 3, but my point here is you are not the problem. Your brain is automatically inclined to hate studying, right? But once you get into the habit of acknowledging that you know that it's not your fault, but it's your brain wanting the instant gratification from social media platforms, from your doom scrolling, you stand a better chance at being able to work with that, right? Once you start journaling about it more and saying, okay, I understand why I am going through this, right? I understand that me being in a space whereby I'm just being fake, I'm just going through fake productivity. I spend too much time just making a bunch of schedules and planners that I don't need. It's just my brain's way of avoiding the actual work. So what I need to do right now is sit down, breathe, start journaling, and then immediately once I'm done journaling, I go straight into the studying. I have nothing else to say. I hope this video helps. Ciao.